Alright, so for this CvS2 match breakdown, I will be covering a old match between KOK and Code. So KOK normally uses a Yare, but is using a fun little team, Howl, Claw, and Eagle. Code is playing his main team, which is Claw, Bison, Blanca. So yeah, that's the preamble, let's get on to it. So first, you're gonna try and build some meter. Now he catches him in the corner. This is a good spot for Claw to be. And as you can see, A-Groove lacks the defensive options in the air that can really help out here. He was trying to do a jump heavy punch, but unfortunately, Claw's air buttons are just really strong, and he gets caught there. Now he's getting caught in these block strings, and now I want you to keep note of this spacing. This spacing with Claw in particular is quite good because at this range, most of Hawamaru's pokes will whiff. You can basically know exactly what he's going to do. Not know, but you can react to it. So if he tries to roll, you can react to that. If he tries to throw a fireball, he can react to that. If he tries to throw a long-range poke, he can react to that. And you'll see in this situation, he chooses to jump. He sat there for a minute because KOK knew as well, like, damn, I am in a tough situation because Code has complete control here. Can't really do much. So he tries to risk it, tries to go for the jump, but I mean, that's an easy answer here. Code was charging the Cosmic Flip the entire time. Nice block string into the Crystal Flash. Oh, okay. So he tried going for an instant jump medium punch because he was expecting Code to jump at him again, and he didn't this time, so he's left wide open. Code tries to throw him because KOK has no trip guard here, so that's an easy throw. You would think it's an easy throw. It's actually not. You can still tech this throw. And you can see here, even though the quality is terrible, I know, he's actually throwing him here. And when you are thrown in CvS2, you can actually tech during the opponent throwing you for like maybe a few frames. The reason why you might think throw teching is a bit more challenging than it seems is because the throw tech window in this game does not happen at around the same time of the inputs. It really happens after the opponent has thrown you. Like, if you press throw at the exact same time as your opponent, or around the exact same time, it's gonna feel 50-50. But if you press punch a little after the opponent throws you, you will tech their throw, like, very consistently. This is why plinking heavy punch and heavy kick is very useful for defending against throws. Because the heavy punch accounts for the initial throw, like if they don't go for throw, you throw them, and the kick, the plinking of the kick, basically covers the tech part. So it's a win-win. It's a very nice option select. And it also allows for things like crouch teching, because you can technically tech a throw during the startup of a normal as well. So yeah, as you can see here, this is just one of those many situations where you think you could throw them, but actually no. KOK techs the throw. Okay, his guard's very low. And you can see he's going for some neutral jumps. You'll see this a couple more times in this round. So these neutral jumps against Claw, they're mainly so that you can try to avoid that move right there, rolling Crystal Flash. This is a common strategy against other moves like Sakura Tatsu. You're basically trying to avoid the move and then punish them on the way down. Sometimes you can do this with a forward jump, but most times you're at a range where if you forward jump, you don't get anything. If anything, you make yourself vulnerable. And if you jump back, you're just cornering yourself. So here, neutral jump kind of, balances both of those jump types. And, he doesn't get the punish here, but the idea is the same. He neutral jumps, he avoids it, tries doing a jump medium punch, but doesn't get the punish. Then goes into a cute little block string, a crouch jab into a quarter circle back punch. This is a pretty gimmicky block string. You can jump out of it really easily. A lot of people still get hit by it though when they're not familiar with the Hawamaru matchup, so Yeah, but code is, so he just jumps right out of it. You can also do other things, like, as you can see here, you gain control of your character when he's barely even reached the apex of his jump, so you can pretty easily, like, jab him, DP him, or whatever else, because he's not RCing it. He's doing it off of normal, so pretty much anything beats it. But he jumps out, and now he's doing these staggered jabs here. These staggered jabs. Now, the thing about Haomaru's stand jab, or crouch jab, that kind of makes him a bit annoying in some scenarios is his crouch jab has a 2-frame startup, which is very rare among crouch jabs in this game. Stand jabs, it's actually kind of common to have a 2-frame jab standing, but crouching, not so common. And Haomaru actually is one of the few characters to have this. And another thing about Haomaru's stand crouch jab is that it frame traps into itself, so you can literally stagger these jabs over and over and over again, and this jab has a lot of reach. You can just stagger this jab over and over and over, and it'll actually frame trap into itself. So that's what KOK does here. You can use it both offensively and defensively. Offensively to whittle down the guard bar, and defensively to create space so you have a lot more breathing room for your next move. So that's what it is. So he's doing it defensively here. He's just trying to get him off of him. And then tries to go for a neutral jump, predicting the rolling crystal flash again, but he doesn't quite get it. Instead, Code tries to flip kick him, and unfortunately, as you can see here, he was just out of range. He gets the punish. This is actually a link, and then he tries to go for the that is a good counter to that. He tries to go for the mix up again, but Code just has it down pat. He knows what's coming. He decides to do an RC rolling crystal flash right through it, easy peasy. All right, back into the corner. This is bad space. Oh, nice. Yeah, so as you can see at this spacing how much total control Claw has here. He can poke as well. At this range, his slide isn't safe, but it's safe enough, especially against Haomaru, whose punish game is pretty bad. Outside of like the super minus on block moves that he can punish with like a hard slash or up close punishes where you can combo into DP. So yeah, he does a stand medium punch, and now he just goes straight into slide, catches him off guard. Oh, he missed the jab. Oh, misses the CC. That was a good way to avoid the activation. So yeah, he tries. I think he was expecting another crouch jab after that, which is why he activated. Because he did 3 jabs in the previous one, so he was expecting 3 jabs again. He found the gap, but unfortunately he was not doing a 3rd jab and decided to jump back. So now he's going to try and catch him. Oh, nice. So yeah, here he doesn't really get what he wants, and you might think, well, CC is ruined. Well, he rolls here. Yeah, I think he was trying to roll just to, like, avoid him. And then, unfortunately, Code saw this and decided to whiff cancel. Yes, this is a whiff cancel. You can see there's no idle frames here. He's just going straight from sweep to rolling crystal flash, which is a pretty underutilized option of CCs, because you can whiff cancel any normal into a special or a super. You don't really see it too often, but sometimes you do. Like, I've seen, for example, Bison punishes where he does a slide and then whiff cancels into a scissor kick to reach the opponent, who, if they're doing like an advancing move. So it's not entirely useless. You do have uses for whiff canceling normals in a CC. And yeah, he sees the roll and he knows he can punish it with rolling crystal flash, and that's what he does. And as you can see, he picks it up. Nice. It wasn't the prettiest CC, but I mean, he had very low health when he hit him. So yeah, just does a couple of stand heavy kicks, flip kick, crouch fierce into the flip kick super. And Code just wins that round in pretty dominant fashion. Now we're doing claw mirrors. Okay. Oh, double crouch medium punch whip. Oh, misses that. I think he just misses low short here. So he gets the correct read. He gets the correct read after doing the roll, He was going to try to punish him or otherwise take his turn with a crouch jab into Crystal. But he activates here right through the jab. And then he misses his low short, which is what happened here. Normally, you would start off the CC by doing a low short. But here, he does a crouch jab pretty late. Or a crouch pierce, sorry. Because the starter for a typical claw CC is crouch short, a couple of crouch pierces into slide, into a jab, and then jump medium kicks, and then the rest of the CC. KOK just decides, he knows that he basically thought he lost here because, well, you're in a recovery frame, and because CCs are instant, if you're caught in any recovery frame of any kind against a good player, yeah, you just know you're pretty much screwed. But here, because he knows he's screwed, he's not going to try to block. He's actually going to try to flip out of it, because on the off chance that he does miss, in this case, this instance, he'll avoid it. And he misses the crouch fierce and escapes pretty safely, and then does a crystal flash to punish him because you can't block. Oh, tried throwing him there. This is a very nice usage of rolling crystal flash here. So yeah, he gets it here. As you can see, these raw crystal flashes, these light crystal flashes, because mind you, these aren't like the heavy ones. Light crystal flash is a really nice poke in some scenarios, and here it's safe. He's not really spacing it like super well, but he is still using it quite well, and he's eating them. It's a very nice poke to have. Try throwing him there. Oh, he got the neutral jump, but this demonstrates one of the weaknesses of Claw. So as you can see, he correctly guessed that he was going to do Crystal Flash, which is he got the neutral jump, but unfortunately, Claw doesn't have cross-ups, jumping normal cross-ups, outside of some very, very specific scenarios. Against another Claw, he does not have a cross-up normal. So, yeah, he could not punish this rolling Crystal Flash. Okay, goes for another Crystal Flash. This is good spacing. Oh, he goes for a trade. Gets the jump. Now, here he does a forward jump. Because he assumed, going off of the previous poke, that he was going to go for a light Crystal Flash. If he did a heavy Crystal Flash, he would have probably only got a slide, but here he jumps, gets the throw, tries to go for more neutral jumps, and yeah, another demonstration of the claw mirror. Goes for neutral jump to try and, get a crystal, and then here. So at this particular jump height, as you can see, Code is doing a jump heavy punch. Claw doesn't really have anything at this point. Like, he could have maybe done a RC flip kick, but he probably did not have enough charge, or he wasn't actively charging. So, other than that, your next best option in this scenario is maybe a jump back air normal, but honestly, he's a bit too low for that. So, at this point, like, he tries to go for crouch fierce here, but obviously that's not going to work. So, unfortunately, this interaction loses. And if he did use flip kick, RC flip kick, this would have won. He could have also done backflip here, but of course that can potentially leave you vulnerable, so I can understand why I didn't go for that. Okay, misses the combo, but honestly he really doesn't need to. Oh, nice. So, as you can see here, again, nice use of the light crystal flash. He rolls here, and Claw has a decent bit of standing frames after a roll. What I mean by standing frames, basically in a roll, the hitboxes go like this. First, it starts out very tiny. Like, go into a hitbox viewer, and you will see that the roll hitbox is tiny for rolls, and it's universal too. The roll hitbox for everybody is the same. But then their standing frame is what happens after the roll. Technically, the recovery of a roll can happen during the roll hitbox still being there. So sometimes you can try to punish with a high poke, but it'll low profile because you tried punishing the roll during the very tiny hitbox and it probably low profile. In Claw's case, he doesn't have many of those. He instead has many frames where he has his standing hitbox, his regular hurtbox. And in this case, this is what KOK does to take advantage. He just does a simple flip kick to punish it, which is nice. Oh, and he retaliates with his own flip kick. Nice! This is a great set of activations here. So, yeah, he does the low short, and KOK knows that he's been getting hit with that like crouch short, crouch jab into crystal, or crouch short, stand short into crystal. So after that crouch short, you know, he's deciding he's gonna try something, and he activates. And if it was a true block string, then, well, he wouldn't have activated. This is under the assumption that he was going to do a block string, which, given the past, you know, couple of times that Code did a low short in this particular interaction, he decided, yeah, I'm just gonna activate. And this is a very smart activation. He gets him wide open perfectly here, and then goes for the CC. Nice. And as you can see, the stand medium kick here that he does at the end, this is simply to set up the height to get all the hits of the super. It's a lot harder to get optimal super hits when you're just juggling into it. And additionally, he didn't have enough time for another rep of jump light normals. So realistically, to maximize your damage, you can just do another normal. In this case, it would be a normal that, you know, can help juggle, because stand medium kick, as you can see, it has a pretty low hitting angle, which is nice for juggling into super, which also doesn't have like the highest hitting angle at the start of the beginning hits. So yeah, you'll also see some Claw players also do crouch fierce before this, but it really doesn't matter because they'll both do the same damage due to scaling. So it's up to preference, basically. Alright, goes for a meaty crystal flash, nice. Oh, he tried getting out of the corner with wall dive, as you can see there. Now, wall dive in this game is not as crazy as it is in, like, I don't know, Super Turbo. It got toned down. It definitely got toned down. And in this case, he was trying to use it just to get out of the corner. He wasn't trying to mix them up. He wasn't trying to do any, like, gimmicks. He was just trying to get out. And as you can see, KOK smartly rolls out of the way to avoid a strike. You can see here, it's very hard to see, but at the very last moment, he did do the attack part after. He could have grabbed him, but he chose to do the strike. And KOK smartly rolls out of the way. And another advantage that you get out of rolling out of the way is that you can still have the opponent have their back towards the corner, so he can still potentially put him back in the corner, which he does with a slide. Oh, but he managed to get out. Oh, and this is a beautiful activation because he saw that roll. So he was jumping at him. And then what KOK was trying to do here is he was trying to roll forwards. So he was trying to roll forwards to go underneath him and potentially avoid, you know, any potential like low short or rolling crystal. But instead, unfortunately, you can see here, the frame he chose to roll, he turned around, so he actually rolled this way, which leads into the easiest CC punish of all time. Like, he saw this roll and free eats. That's just free eats. And he activates, he waits, because remember, you know, he activated during the roll, but the roll recovery isn't there. He has to wait, and he does, and then he hits the low short, and then the rest of the CC. You'll notice that Code and KOK do the CC a lot differently, but they still attain the same damage. For example, Code does jump jabs, KOK does jump shorts. Both are light normals that pretty much do the exact same damage because of scaling, and also KOK does stand medium kick for the juggle into super. Code does crouch fierce. And you'll notice here that, like I said, the damage doesn't matter simply because of the way that CC is calculated. So take a note of the counter. I know it's hard to read it because, again, shitty video quality, but you can see here, it reaches 9 hits. The way the CC formula is that for the first 9 hits, you will actually get damage of your move. It won't be at the lowest possible scaling. But then after 9 hits, every single move that you do, regardless of what damage it originally does, will all do 100 damage, or roughly a pixel of damage. So you'll typically see many CCs, they start out with a bunch of strong hits, then the juggle, then the jump light normals, or whatever gets the quickest possible hit count, and then super. Supers scale to 80% all the time, so you actually get a decent super damage regardless of how bad the scaling was beforehand. But as you can see, the counter reached 9, so all Code has to do from this point on in the CC is just get maximum hit count. And he does this with jump jabs. And as you can see, finishes it out with a nice 22-hit custom combo. And he also whiffs a couple of crouch medium kicks to build just a teeny bit of meter. Because remember, this is the Japanese version of CvS2, which means that you can meter build post-KO. Alright, now we have Eagle, my favorite character. You're going to be hearing me talk a lot in this section, because Eagle, I love Eagle. And this is going to be KOK's only character from this point onward, so get ready for me to glaze Eagle for a bit. Now this matchup is not in Eagle's favor, mainly because it suffers from overlap. Claw is a better version of Eagle. He has better buttons. I wouldn't say better anti-airs, but he has almost similar level air buttons. I wouldn't say this match is completely in Claw's favor. This is still winnable on Eagle's part, but you're basically facing a character that's like better than you in most ways. And as you can see there, like he tried jumping into a I believe this is a jump medium kick. Unfortunately, yeah, he RC'd Crystal Flash through it. Without RCs, Eagle is pretty annoying to deal with because his jump buttons are insanely strong and really hard to anti-air. But in this case, he does have RCs, he's playing in A groove, so yeah, that's pretty easy anti-air. Now K gets caught by a Crystal Flash block string. Oh, tried going for a dash and throw. This is a very, very common Eagle. This is a textbook Eagle strategy. Now, from this distance, you can't really get much. You can technically get a crouch medium punch into medium kick 6, but in this case, even though he did land the 2 jabs, which is the start of Eagle's BNB, he chooses to go for an empty dash. And Eagle's dash is very fast and also hop slows. So you can do empty dash into a throw, and that's a pretty viable strategy. I do it all the time. It works pretty well. And when the opponent starts to try and jab out of it, that's when you introduce crouch heavy kick or stand heavy punch into the equation, and there you go. You just conditioned them to get smacked in the face. Very cool stuff indeed, but unfortunately here, he teched the throw. Pretty easy. And Eagle's post-crouch tech game is pretty okay. He gets the crouch jab. Doesn't really get much else afterwards. His crouch medium kick barely whiffs here. Like, barely whiffs. Like, if I had hitboxes turned on, this thing would be like 1 pixel away from hitting him. Which is a bit unfortunate. He could have whip punished him here, but it's a very hard normal to whip punish, just purely off reactions. So he doesn't get it. Oh, he tried going for sweep, but then immediately gets smacked in the face by a Crystal Flash. But luckily, because Eagle's hitbox is very extended during that particular move, he doesn't suffer the full hit. He actually only gets once. Yeah, he only gets hit once, and then is able to block the rest. Oh, nice neutral jump. Now, Code is starting to employ the neutral jump tactics, which is pretty effective against Eagle in some matchups, because some of his anti-airs can be a bit spotty. Jump medium punch is pretty good, though, because it can beat out a ton of air normals, and he's not playing C-groove, so he can't hide behind air block here. Unfortunately, he tried to go for what I believe was a jump medium kick, And that is just not the right normal to use in this scenario. You would use jump medium punch in this situation easily because he is right above you. But in the heat of the moment, he picked the wrong air normal and ate a jump heavy kick to the face. Okay, nice sweep. Oh, he tried throwing him, but he backflipped out of the way. Yeah, he tried going for an empty dash throw. Again, extremely common Eagle strategy. Why wouldn't you do it? But he backflips, and he just gets a close fierce. Oh, he tried throwing him there. Oh my god, this pains me. Watching that just made me so sad. So, yeah, Claw's jump is really fast, and he tried anti-airing with a crouch fierce. I will be the first to tell you that I'm not a big fan of using crouch fierce as an anti-air when an opponent is like right on you. It's great when an opponent is like empty jumping or very high up on top of you, but when they're jumping and they're like right on you, it's not gonna work most times. It's gonna trade at best. In this scenario, RC Lariat is the go, or hell, even close fierce, but he would have had to do it earlier to make that work. Jump medium punch also can work here, but again, he had to do it earlier. But unfortunately, he does crouch fierce, and it loses because, well, it's crouch fierce. He used crouch fierce in a situation where it was kind of doomed to fail. And then again, goes for another crystal flash. Nice. He manages to avoid it this time. Just like he did earlier with Claw, he jumps forwards. He does a jump medium kick just in case his forward jump was met with blocking. And then, I mean, that's an easy free punish. Just kills him right there. Alright, so now his next matchup is Bison. This one's gonna also be a tough one, but I think he can manage. Oh, 2-hit scissors, that's punishable. So, yeah, here, you can punish this with, like, stand medium kick. Crouch medium kick, unfortunately, does not punish consistently. Stand medium kick can, though, but he used crouch medium kick. Also, stand medium kick gives you more reward, so I would recommend using stand medium kick in this situation. See, that is a good use of crouch heavy punch. Because Bison has a really high jump, and he was empty jumping here. Well, actually, no, he wasn't. Yeah, he was doing a jump heavy kick, because he was going to try and cross him up. But yeah, this is a good usage of crouch heavy punch, because he is right above him, and he's pretty high up, compared to Claw, who, the height was misleading because his jump is fast. He falls way faster than Bison does. So here, this is a perfect spot to use crouch fierce. So I am fine with that. This is textbook usage of crouch fierce if I've ever seen it. Nice. Okay, does the crouch roundhouse? Nice. Okay, see, this is just good anti-airing with crouch fierce here. This time he goes for a super jump, which puts him again at the exact same positioning, which again loses to the exact same thing. And as you can see there, like when you get hit, you can get hit with a meaty crouch medium kick here. You can even sometimes do a dash-in meaty tick throw, which is pretty nice. I do that sometimes. But here he's just gonna, he doesn't want to take too many risks, because Bison, of course, has meter, and if he activates, even at R1 versus R2, that's just not gonna look good for him. Oh, nice, he catches the dash with a sweep. Bison's dash does not go very high, and he caught it at the end, too. Okay. Oh, good whiff punish. Yeah, I think Code just realized that stand medium punch actually works in this matchup. But yeah, as you can see here, barely whiffs, and then just perfect whiff punish. This is textbook footsies. Nice dash and throw, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Oh, and there we go. This is similar to what happened earlier in the match during the claw mirrors when he got hit by a low jab or a low short, and then he decided to activate on the low jab. This is the exact same thing. He saw the low short, and he thought, well, Bison usually does a jab after this, so yeah, I'm just gonna activate on his ass, and he gets it. Now this Eagle CC it's just a sliver unoptimal, but that's because he was too far away. It has nothing to do with him alone. Because if you look at the spacing here, so he does the reversal CC, he gets the low short, he does a close roundhouse, far roundhouse, straight into sticks. Normally what you do here, actually, yeah, he could have done a stand fierce here. Because normally what you do is a low short, close roundhouse, far roundhouse, stand fierce, medium kick sticks. But instead he does only 2 fierces. He gets the 1 hit of medium kick sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits of roundhouse into sticks. Now, again, I know it's hard to read the combo counter, but it's at 8, not 9. You would need to be at 9 hits if you wanted maximum amounts of damage. He could have done stand fierce, but he chose to not do stand fierce, and unfortunately, he loses out on a bit of damage, but it really doesn't matter here. His health was low enough to where he would kill them anyways, but it's just a point of note. It's just a point of note. Oh, whiffed on that. It's just a bit too far away. It can hit Blanca, but unfortunately, it's just a bit too far away. Go and dash in electricity. Now, I will preface by saying this matchup is not as bad as one would believe, but it's still bad. K Blanca is actually way worse compared to A Blanca because of short hop. A Blanca, you just have to really worry about RC electricity because that can pretty much blow up all of your offensive and defensive maneuvers. And usually he is whiffing these stand fierces just because the spacing was just not there. Okay, goes for a RC elect. Oh, that could have been whiff punished. In the heat of the moment, obviously that not everybody is perfect. In the heat of the moment, you know, sometimes you don't get your whiff punishes. But here, he did try to whiff punish it with a crouch jab, but unfortunately he was just too late. His timing was a bit off, and you know he did a back hop. Pretty smart move, and then a crouch fierce because he's out perfect spacing to do so. Oh, that RC elect really gives Eagle trouble in the corner because Eagle's defense is not very good. You need to make use of whatever system mechanics are in place for you to actually make it work. And as you can see here, he goes for the light ball whiff intentionally into RC elect, and yeah, he tried going for a crouch medium kick, but you know, light whiff roll is incredibly strong because you're basically right in their face, and you can choose to either buffer an RC elect or throw them, and they're just kind of stuck on the spot. They can kind of do whatever. Tries to break the guard. Nice roll. Oh, goes for another roll. That was very risky. So as you can see, his guard bar is about to die. He rolls because he saw that Code did sweep last time. So again, this is just adapting to your situation, so he rolls again. But this time, Eagle's roll is pretty slow. It's a pretty slow. I wouldn't say it's pretty slow, but it's like a below average roll to me. And yeah, unfortunately he gets clipped. Luckily he drops the combo here, and then he does a sweep, which he rolls by again. Now that is risky because if he rolled and he did nothing, he could activate it and ended the game. So that was a pretty big risk to make, and he got it. So yeah, he manages to get the roll, throws him. Oh, goes for nothing. I'm guessing he whiffed in a instant overhead. Now, a fun thing about Eagle after his punch throw is you can do a corpse hop to get a pretty tricky left-right mix-up. I do this a lot, especially when I'm cornered and I somehow get a throw on them, so I basically corner them for free. I don't do it all the time, because if you're just doing a corpse hop every time, it can get kind of predictable. Sometimes I just do nothing, or in some cases, if they choose to delay wake up, if they're in like C groove, I can actually do a double corpse hop. But in this case, we don't have that. You're fighting against A groove, and he does a singular corpse hop, and decides to jump back. Now, you can actually get a instant overhead jump medium kick here because it's a universally applicable overhead that works on everybody consistently. And I use it all the time just to kind of annoy the opponent, just to, you know, basically smack them on the head every now and then. I don't do it all the time because the reward is pretty bad, but if you can close out a round with this, it's very powerful. But here I guess he kind of messed up his timing. Oh, good crouch fierce. Again, note the spacing of this crouch fierce that he hits it at. Right above him, very high up. This is like optimal crouch fierce range. Oh, RCLX to avoid the meaty. Another crouch fierce. See, this is one of the main reasons why the Blanca Eagle matchup is it's okay compared to K, because his jump is way easier to anti-air compared to K Blanca, because K Blanca can just short hop and make your life miserable. It's not fun. But A Blanca's jump is, you know, it's just a regular jump, and it's pretty easy to anti-air. So you can just, you know, do that out of the way. Now, if he layers his jump with, like, good poking, now you're getting into the weeds, because that's just mental stack doing its job. But, yeah, this is just great anti-airing by KOK. Goes for another crit. He is just doing this every time. I'm surprised he hasn't activated on him, because he is doing it practically every single time that he has landed a successful crouch fierce. Now, he got hit here probably because he was trying to counter it, but unfortunately he just messed up, because the last time this happened, he did an RCLX right through it, but couldn't get the punish because the hitbox retracted. Alright. Now he's just trying to dash in. He smells blood. That's a easy Blanca ball punish. Yeah, he thought he had a combo there, but he didn't. And then, yeah, stand fierce. Extremely easy punish on Blanca ball. Oh, that's the end of the game. I already know. I don't even need to see the rest, but unfortunately, yeah. Dash in RCLX, that'll do it. Because, unfortunately, Blanca has that too. He doesn't always have to do Whiff ball. He could just dash in and buffer an RCLX, and if you're not fast enough on the reaction, well, yeah, you can need an electricity. And then that's a super easy confirm into CC, which he does. And then gets the rest of the jump fierces. So that just about covers the end of the match. You know, Eagle did lose, but that just about covers all of the nuances of what I wanted to cover.